Well, hello, retro game players. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Marcus. Let's get right into this pickup video. I've got a couple items that were sent to me, somewhat sponsored, as you can imagine. I'm going to give you my fair opinion on them. And then the other items that I have in this pickup video are things that I actually did pick up myself. So let's get into the first item. It's something that was sent to me by a company that's currently advertising this or whatever, crowdfunding it on Indiegogo. Which, you know, I don't know. They sent me this, I guess it's a prototype. Marsback, the Gamesir. I think that's what they're calling it. No. Gamesir Marsback. So it's a little arcade controller. I'll show you some footage of how it works. But you basically hook it up to your phone, and it's a little arcade controller for your phone. So this is basically it. And I'll tell you my honest opinion. If I was giving you a 1 to 10, it would probably be like a 3 or 4. But the reason it's so low for me is because I don't like playing mobile games at all. I'm not a mobile gamer. I don't like putting things on my phone that don't need to be on there. My phone is old. I have a S4 Samsung. I think that that's not even technically supported by this software. And so when I went to install it, the software that you're supposed to do, there's like a QR code in here. And I went and downloaded that for Android. By the way, for iPhone, you have to have some other software. But I downloaded Gamesir, and oh my god, you guys, the disclaimer or the permissions that the app is requesting, because it's an unofficial app, was so crazy. So I'll show you guys a bunch of screenshots here from my phone that show all the different permissions it wanted. And it was like so crazy that I really paused and thought, do I want this shit on my phone? Like, do I really want this? And being somewhat of an IT guy, I was like, all right, I think I can clear it off there if it's something that's malicious or whatnot. But anyway, I installed it. It's sort of what it is it's kind of like a search engine for games on the Android store, on the Google Play store, and it will find games that are compatible with this gamepad set up through Bluetooth. So once you pair your phone, you can put your phone in portrait or landscape. My phone barely fits on this because it has an extended battery. Because it's so old, I've actually upgraded my battery. So I am definitely not the target market for this. I think that you can go and order them on Indiegogo. It's about like halfway funded. They're not asking for a shit ton of money. It's like $5,000. I think they're halfway there. It's $35, and I think they eventually want to sell it for $75, which I feel like is a little bit much. What I can tell you though is that you don't need the Gamesir app to make this work. In fact, I ended up uninstalling the app and just finding games that were gamepad compatible, and that's how I played it. So I played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, that worked fine. I installed Pac-Man, that worked fine. The thing that bothers me about mobile games though is I don't like touching the screen, and I don't really like, I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff I don't like. I don't like all the ads, like if you get a free game. If you buy the game, it's a different story. I've installed one shoot 'em up on here, and then, I don't know, that was okay. So it's just that my phone's old, so I'm not really the good tester for this, but I did, what I thought was a good, playthrough on it, I suppose. But generally speaking, it's just not that high quality. The buttons are okay, they're kind of mushy. The joystick, I don't know, it feels like, I don't know what it reminds me of. Do you guys know what it reminds me of? Those weird toys that used to have water inside that you'd push a button and it'd shoot like a little hoop up inside the water toy. That's what this kind of reminds me of. With that said, the actual playability of it wasn't too bad. Like, I get what I'm trying to say is like, when you're playing Sonic, it does respond well. It, like, as a Bluetooth controller, works pretty good. So one thing I wanted to say about these mobile games is, like, God, I just hate, like, tapping the screen. I don't know, that's just me, but it is cool that you can control things like this, shoot 'em up, I guess. But, like, I'm holding the button to fire, but it's just firing. I think that's just the way the game is designed. A lot of mobile games are kind of like that. Apparently in the app, which, again, I pretty much just uninstalled and just I'm using it like a Bluetooth controller, but in the app, I guess you can customize button layouts. I just didn't really get into that. I didn't really mess with it long enough. And the other thing I was going to say about this unit, oh god, I guess this is like I can't even like read that, dude. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, the one thing that I was thinking is that it would be cool if this had like speakers on top. Like if there was actually like speakers up top here in stereo, that would be pretty cool. And even if you rotate the phone the other way, if it could like, you know, increase that way, it would be cool. Yeah, I have no idea what it's want. Tap Super Cannon button. I guess that's down here. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I guess if you're really into phone gaming, this thing could be pretty cool. And, you know, it's just, I think that it would be nice to have more volume and like have it be just, I don't know, presented more like an arcade cabinet. Because, you know, it kind of looks pretty neat, I guess, but I could see it being just better, like if there was like a thing up top. And honestly, like if it was up to me, like I think it'd be cool to have like a little screen up there that said what game you're playing, like in a marquee, and then have like 2 nice stereo speakers. So anyway, that's all I had to say about the actual playing of this thing. So anyway, there's the Gamesir or whatever, Marsback. Yeah, Marsback by Gamesir. Check it out if you're interested. I'm just not a mobile guy with phone. You know, I'd much rather bring like a Game Boy Advance or something like that if I'm on a trip. The next item that was sent to me as part of the channel review thing is I got 10 complimentary Sega CD long box cases by the video game VGC online. And these things are awesome. So if you guys don't know, I'm trying to get a full Sega CD set. It's slow. It's a little bit painful. I've got the big heavy hitters out of the way, but you know, whatever. I'm down to like 30 games left. Some of them are unfortunately expensive, but I'm working, you know, chiseling them down when I can. But anyway, it's nice to be able to replace them with some nice cases. And the first round of these cases had some issues where I don't think they stayed closed. And this one, they're fixed. They really do like snap shut. And I'm just going to show you some footage of me putting in a game insert. And yeah, I mean, all in all, I feel like they're really authentic. And what I like about it is that you know, you're not destroying like I know sports games suck for a lot of you, but I collect them. And I don't know, like I try not to destroy the cases, even if they're in crappy quality. I always feel bad like throwing out a Sega Saturn or, you know, whatever, the old Sega CD, and I just feel bad if I have to destroy the cases. So it's cool to be able to buy them. You get 10 for I think $60. So I'll put a link where you can get that in the description on Amazon. And yeah, I mean, all in all, it's definitely something that I would look into if you want to preserve your collection or replace the broken cases. Because, you know, what can I say? They look nice now. Okay, so a quick update on the cases. Basically, what's going on is I went to go install some of these on my Sega CD games, and they actually are not quite fitting on the backs. So the back artwork, like this section here, doesn't quite fit. So what you're looking at is I replaced this, but I only used the front cover of the new case. This is the, well, this is the back insert, but the back case itself is the old Sega CD one. You can see there's a crack there. So the reason is apparently, like here's Prize Fighter, right? Which is not a very expensive game, so that's why I'm showing you this. This is the old back of Prize Fighter. You can see it fits in there nicely, right? Pretty snug. It fits great, right? So here is the brand new case. All right, so we'll pop this off and watch this. So you put this in and it does not want to go. Like, if you kind of force it, it kind of goes a little bit, but then it starts to bend. You can see this bend here. So what's weird is that as I start going through my Sega CD games, so far the only one that has worked is NBA Jam. This is the back, the new back. It fit perfect, but every other one, Mansion of the Hidden Souls, Dungeon Explorer, and seems like I had another one, Prize Fighter, do not fit. And what's strange is I was like, well, how can I just be the only one with that happening? So then I was like, well, maybe they're really just meant for Saturn games. So here's a Sega Saturn insert, and I tried this on 2 Sega Saturn games. I didn't want to get too crazy on this, but so here's a Sega Saturn game, and let's put it in the one that Prize Fighter is currently in. So here's Prize Fighter. It won't fit in there, but look at this. Fits perfect. So that's a Sega Saturn back, right? What's interesting is that if you take a Sega Saturn game and you line it up, I'll do it this way, with the edge here, and it's pretty much lined up, and then you go over here. I know it's really hard to see, but look, it's slightly bigger. It's slightly bigger as far as width. So here, I'll try and line it up perfectly. And that is why it's not fitting, which is really weird. So, I don't know. The other thing that happened with Prize Fighter, and it's only probably Prize Fighter because there's not that many like games like this, but so I'm gonna take Prize Fighter, and like here it is in its original case. It fits perfectly. Actually, let me show you this. So here, I'll put the Saturn case in the old school Sega one, and there's like room. I don't know if you can see that, but there's room for it. So it's actually a little loose in the original Sega CD back. So here, I'll put the Prize Fighter back in there. And this is what I did with the other ones. Hold on, let me put it in correctly. Okay. And I'm going to use, where is it? I'm going to use the original back. So here's the original Prize Fighter back. And by the way, you can tell which ones are real because it says compact disc here, and this is the new ones that don't have anything. So the thing that's unusual about Prize Fighter is it has a second card, right? This second insert. So here, I'll put this in. This is the original. I always am a little careful trying to close these in. So there's just the front case, right? So the front is new, this back is the original, but watch what happens when I put, I don't even need this in here, but watch what happens when I put this in. The middle insert actually gets like stuck. Like it's stuck in there. Okay, on Prize Fighter, I just noticed this. This case, this insert here, will go the other way. And it actually snaps in up here and at the bottom. And once it's in there, it does seem to be pretty good. It does kind of want to open a little bit, I guess. It's not like perfectly closing, but this is in there solid though. And I don't know, it seems to be lined up pretty good. There's like little pins that it snaps into. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. So at least it's not getting stuck. Anyway, I wanted to say that because these cases are cool. And definitely like this is the whole point of why we want replacement cases. It seems to be perfect for Sega Saturn. So if you're trying to replace Sega Saturn games, cool. Be careful with Sega CD. That's all I can really say about it at this point. If I get some info from the company, I will put it in the description. So thank you for that. I just thought I'd share that as I was doing this. I was like, whoa, this isn't really fitting correctly. But yeah, kind of interesting. So those are my promoted items, which is cool. This other stuff are things that I purchased, which is funny because I've been seeing some YouTubers get these as reviews, but I bought this. I actually bought an entire set of these Brawler 64s. In fact, I backed it on Kickstarter, which is how that happened. So I backed this on Kickstarter, and in fact, if you look at the manual, here's the manual for it. I'm actually in the special thanks. It says Marcus in there, and that's pretty awesome. So I made it into the instruction manual, and I have 5 of them. I got every color, actually, and so that is really cool. I also got a little stand, which I have not set up yet, and a cool poster, which, you know, is pretty neat. Get yourself a cool poster. They fixed the weird issue with this controller where if you pushed the directional joystick up, it would like actually hit the L1 button and it would stop it from going in. So that sucks. But they fixed that. This new model, here it is actually really cool. Has, you know, good playability as far as the buttons feel. They feel very authentic. The plastic's solid. It's kind of lightweight. I would say it's a little lighter than like an N64 controller. The plug back here seems okay. I haven't done a lot of testing with that. I should probably try that. But yeah, the joystick is good. It's got weird little like, you know, angles where it kind of clips in here. And that's a little different, but the N64 had its own style, and that wasn't, you know, too bad, the originals. I will also say that I've upgraded a few of my N64 controllers to the GameCube replacement joysticks that you can get on Amazon and eBay, and those are pretty cool. I've actually, you know, think that they came out pretty good, but I'm gonna be checking this out. I love N64. If you guys don't know that, I'm a huge fan of the N64. I have a full set, printed covers, which I have videos on. But I mean, I love it. I love how weird the graphics are, and it was at such a just a different point in gaming, and that system to me was a real special system for me. So anyway, I like it a lot. Stoked to have the full set. I will put them through their paces for sure. Okay, the final item is something that I picked up. This is my second game from ToySaurus Games, and this is awesome. So this is basically a multi-cart for the Genesis, which is something that's not that common. You don't really see this very often. But what he does is he makes it extremely cool, 196 in one, and just the artwork on it is so nice. The manual, he does such a good job. So this manual is just awesome. Has the instructions. It's like a real one. It's got the games list. Of course, I'll show some footage, but, you know, Castlevania Bloodlines, you know, Cool Spot, Contra Hardcore, Musha. So he puts these out on Instagram and just takes orders for like however many he does. The other thing that's cool about this particular one is that everybody who ordered one got to pick little miniature games inside of the cart. And so I actually think I got to choose 19 of my favorite games, and he made the little labels. So in here, I've got Streets of Rage, the Streets of Rage 2, Kid Chameleon, Revenge of Shinobi, Sonic 2, Rocket Knight, Gunstar Heroes, Flashback, Moonwalker, Splatterhouse 2, Contra, Strider, Toe Jam and Earl, Road Rash 2. So yeah, lots of cool little touches this guy does. And the cartridge is just awesome. So what I've been doing with this is I've been taking my Nomad, and I've got a nice upgraded screen and battery on my Nomad, and I just pop this in, and it's just awesome. So thanks again, Eric, you rock. Dude, you really know how to make some killer games. The other one he did was that Sonic Winter Adventure one. So anyway, that's it for this pickup video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I've got some more stuff that I'm going to be doing soon, so thanks for watching. Until next time, you guys know what to do. You keep that shit retro by playing mobile games on your phone later on.